I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens was sworn in Monday along with 7 new city council members at Georgia State University.
I am deeply humbled to stand before you today as I begin a second term as the mayor of the city of Atlanta.
51-year-old Dickens won November's election with over 85% of the vote in Fulton County, avoiding a runoff. Nearly a year after the Eaton fire in Altadena killed 19 and destroyed over 16,000 structures in California, residents are still struggling to rebuild. Residents still face insurance delays, permit log jams, and environmental concerns. And the new USPS Black Heritage Stamp will honor Phyllis Wheatley, the first African-American to publish a book of poetry. Wheatley becomes the 49th in the series, joining icons like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Harriet Tubman. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome to the Good Morning Show on WBOK, 12:30 a.m. We've made it through Monday and Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It is Hump Day! Hump Day. We're in the middle of the week already, the first middle of the week of the new year. And we're going to look forward to the middle of the week each and every week that the Lord blesses us with, because we know we'll have just a couple more days, and then it'll be the weekend. Weekends in New Orleans are wonderful, and we are very happy that you are here with us. Hey, look, I am Will Sutton, and in with me today is the Ro Brown.
Yes, people, he's stuck with me again.
Stuck. Yeah, right. Stuck.
Good
morning. I love spending time with you, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
You know, I'm going to give you a compliment.
Spending time with you.
I'm going to give you a compliment from last night. Table talk at my house. Okay. I said, Ro's going to be in with me tomorrow. My wife says, he's a nice guy.
Tell your wife.
Just a little something to lift you 1 inch off the ground, okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sutton. That's nice of you.
Hey, look, there's lots of stuff going on in the city, in the state, and in the nation and the world. And we're going to talk about a number of those things today. And we definitely want to hear your voices. And you can call the WBOK talk line at 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422. Give us a ring. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know what you want to get off of your chest. You can even ask a question, and we'll do our best to give you an answer. But if we can't give you the answer, we'll give you a response. All right? So We'll do that as well. It's 7:03 a.m. Don't forget, school kids started returning to school on Monday. A whole bunch of them returned on Tuesday, and even more returned today. So we got many more kids back in school. Take your time. Watch out for the kiddos as they head to school, whether it's walking or on bus or car or van or truck. Watch out for them so they can make their way to these schools of learning and education and pick up something new today, return home, hopefully do a little homework or reading, and get back at it the next day. And as for you, be safe. Remember the school zone speed limits, 20 miles per hour. Not 26, 20 miles per hour around those schools. Watch out for that, because you know they got cameras around, and you might get into a little trouble. Plus, you want to be on time for work, and if you got to be there at 7:15, you might make it just on time, depending on how ready you are. I will remind you that you need to make sure that you have all of your things. So your backpack, your knapsack, your briefcase, got your coffee, your tea, got your water, lunch if you pack a lunch, you got your bus fare loaded up if you need bus fare. Do you have your watch? Do you have your phone? For those of us who need to look in the mirror and smile, do you have your teeth? And
in your case,
eyeglasses. I left my eyeglasses. I failed to check the little thing that I carried them in. You know, you got the eyeglass holder, but I have the eyeglass holder.
Okay.
I have the case.
Yeah. It's around your neck right now.
It is.
Okay.
But no eyeglasses.
No eyeglasses.
Yeah. So
can you see?
don't do what I do. Oh yeah.
Can you read?
Yeah. I actually have had darn good eyesight for quite a while. I didn't have a single prescription until beyond 50.
Okay. So do you wear them for style or what?
No, I read them for seeing stuff far away.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
For the most part. And it does sharpen the focus a little bit close. I mean, frankly, in one of my eyes, I still have 20/20.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, my eyesight's
pretty
good.
You know,
too.
I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, how did this happen? Because everybody in the family has glasses or contacts, and I've gotten off okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten off okay, but
Only thing I've had, I have some drops because, sometimes the older you get, the higher your intraocular pressure becomes.
Yes.
So, I have some drops for that.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Coming up on the show today, we're going to have Cindy Dunn, an associate broker and realtor, and we'll be talking with Tasha Gray from Gray's Tax Express as well. There are some new real estate updates in the marketplace that you might need to be aware of. So they're going to give us some insights on what you need to know. And this can apply to those with homes, those with mortgages on homes, those with mortgages on property, own property, all kinds of scenarios. And, of course, sometimes we think about laws related to real estate and it's like, I don't own a home. Well, more times than not, whoever owns the building that you're living in is going to affect you one way or another. So there is some breaking news. There is breaking news. I mean, I'm talking about just in the last hour, folks, just in the last hour, breaking news. So, we have this whole major national takeover among the streaming services and broadcast outlets. And so Warner Brothers has looked at the Paramount hostile takeover and looked at that and compared it to what Netflix has been offering. And this morning they said they have done their judicious homework, and it is a great big no, a no to Paramount. They don't think it's as appealing to the existing agreement that they have with Netflix. And, of course, this is a big deal for those of you who watch television and film and who, looking at, and maybe you even have some investments along those lines. But Paramount said that in December that they would personally, that Larry Ellison would personally guarantee the $40.4 billion to bankroll the $78 billion transaction. Can you imagine? You're going to personally guarantee, personally, with $40.4 billion because you have it.
Right. Just have it sitting around.
Yeah. I can afford to do this and nothing's going to change in my life. That's a heck of a thing. $78 billion transaction, and Ellison said they would let the Warner Brothers shareholders peer in the family trust and look at the breakup fee, which is $5.8 billion for Netflix promised payment. But Paramount didn't increase the bid above $30 million in that amended offer, so Paramount says that's okay. So at this point, with these different announcements like, hey, there's a takeover, there's a merger. Mm-hmm. These mergers are never really mergers. One is taking over the other. Yeah. And it looks like we're looking at a Netflix deal in the works, but hold on, because we don't know, because apparently money talks. So,
is this in some way connected to the whole CBS?
Not directly, but we can talk about that right after the break.
Yeah.
Right after the break.
You know what I'm talking about, the CBS thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, look, folks, you're listening to Will Sutton and Ro Brown on WBOK, 1230 a.m. The talk line is 504-582-9422, 502-9422. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Are you a Netflix fan, a Warner Brothers fan, Paramount? It's changing around so much. Do any of you have like 8 streaming services? Or which one is your pick and your favorite? You're listening to WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Wednesday morning, I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. We're learning new information this morning about an attempted kidnapping in Mid-City. According to New Orleans police documents, a father says the suspect tried to pick up a child while his dad had his back turned. This happened on South Clark Street on Monday. Officers say the father was able to grab the suspect and hold him down until police arrived. No word yet on the suspect's identity. A potential big blow to bonuses promised to hundreds of New Orleans police officers. The Police Association of New Orleans says the bonuses were promised by the Cantrell administration, and Mayor-elect Helene Moreno says they need about $8 million, but is committed to honoring those bonuses. Happy hours and dinner services are making a comeback at several Hispanic businesses after they closed their doors during Operation Catahoula Crunch. That operation started just over a month ago on December 3rd and aimed to arrest up to 5,000 criminals who are in the country illegally. The latest report shows at least 370 illegal immigrants were detained. And Grammy-winning gospel singer and pastor Donnie McClurkin is accused of sexually abusing a man multiple times over several years. That's according to a new lawsuit. In it, Giuseppe Corletto claims McClurkin molested him on multiple occasions. Corletto says the abuse began 2 years after he became McClurkin's assistant back in 2004. The lawsuit also says after an alleged sexual assault in a hotel in 2013, McClurkin wrote an email to Corletto apologizing for his actions. An attorney for McClurkin says the allegations are false. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Great day.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
Good morning, Wake Up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. For those of you all who have been with us since 7 a.m. or 7:05 or even 7:11, it's 7:15 a.m. right now. I'm Will Sutton. Sitting right next to me is my friend Ro Brown.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here, sir. We've got lots to talk about, and we will get into some sports today. How can we not get into some sports with Ro Brown sitting here? And there's lots to talk about those Pelicans.
How about them Pelicans? How about them Pelicans?
How about those Saints?
How about them Saints?
How about them Saints? And man, that LSU portal is active. As are others. There's lots of stuff, and we got a homeboy who went off to Atlanta after years and years in New Orleans, and just lost his job too.
Terry Fontenot.
Yeah, so we can talk about that. But before the break, you asked about CBS being connected to this takeover merger stuff. And it is because Paramount now owns CBS.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that Paramount owns CBS and they get Warner Brothers.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So they have would have CBS News. They would have Nickelodeon, MTV. They would have Showtime, and that's what they have now that they have taken over CBS. But Paramount owns HBO,
yeah,
Warner Brothers Studios, and CNN. So let's focus just on the news part.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have CBS
and that's what I mean.
CNN.
That's what I mean by the news thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, there's been developments on the CBS News front with let's take a more neutral, i.e., conservative look at what we're reporting and what's thorough and all.
No. You see, you're misinterpreting.
Am I?
You're misinterpreting.
No, it's not. It's not neutral.
No.
It's not conservative.
The anchor said that
Transparent.
they were going to go to you, the average American.
Yes.
To see how you feel about things.
Yes.
As opposed to using experts and and people who have studied these things for years and years.
Yeah.
What they call elites, I guess. Instead of using them, we're going to go to you because you don't trust us anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
and the anchor said, and I am one of those.
I am one of
who
you.
Doesn't trust us
anymore. I'm one of them, but I've been feeling some kind of way. Tony says, what is Tony's last name?
Ducopo.
Ducopo.
Yeah.
Ducopolis.
Ducopo. P-I-L.
Ducopo. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I saw those comments by Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
Did not watch his first full video the broadcast, but I watched some of it.
I did.
How did he do?
I made it a point to do it.
How did he do?
It was one of the first newscasts where I saw one of the first national newscasts that I can remember in a long time where I saw an actual mess up.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Where I saw an actual mess up.
Yes.
Okay, where, okay, where are we going? All right, what story's next?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And this is the high standard of journalism that they promise. And that's his first show.
Yep. As much as he said he would be transparent, I don't think he had a choice in that case.
Well,
because it looked like whoever was directing the show, am I correct? The director, the producer, probably weren't communicating, and it wasn't clear what was supposed to be next. And he was put in a situation where, well, what do you want me to do? This is what we talked about, but this doesn't seem to be what's in front of me.
And this isn't these kind of things. It's human beings, so these kind of things happen frequently. It's just some people know how to
Finesse.
camouflage it. Maybe it's
Yes.
the right word.
Right.
So I mean, because and obviously he wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it showed. But anyway,
So let me
here's my take on it, Will, and you know more about this than I do.
yeah, please.
No, you do. With that, of course, and the 60 Minutes thing with yanking the story off the air right before 60 Minutes,
Right before
hour
they aired
before,
Not even
after your
days
lawyers
before.
cleared it, but
Yeah.
the person who they've put in place in control of CBS News yanked the story, and this particular move means they got CBS.
Yes.
They've caught up with CBS.
Absolutely.
They've caught,
Absolutely.
CBS is Fox News now.
Yeah.
Okay. It just is. And it's going to be, they've got CBS. They've got CBS. The same CBS that gave the president $16 million.
Yes. Right.
Because he said you should give me $16 million.
Right. You done me wrong.
Because of an interview that you edited.
Right. Not with me.
Somebody, not with
And
me.
not
with
with
somebody
me.
else. Okay.
Not even with me.
They got CBS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And then he was all for them buying, CBS.
All right. So we're into it now.
Yeah.
So,
it's just crazy.
So I am not the professional broadcaster in the studio right now.
But you know more about the business part of it than
one of
I
us
do.
is, but I have been on the supervision and management side of news operations.
That's right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, in hindsight, not being in the room, part of the team or anything, and not being as professional and of local or national television broadcast quality in terms of my talents, I think, looking at that, what I might have done was to say, well, it's a heck of a first day, and here are some of the things that we'll have coming up for you. And just a minute, we've got this and we've got that. And Joe, do you hear me? I'm giving you time. I might have done it that way.
Exactly. Because somebody's talking in his ear, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody's talking in his ear.
Right, yeah. Now, I wouldn't
Somebody's
be saying,
something,
Joe,
okay?
do you hear me?
Yeah.
But they should be reading that I am giving you time.
And the people
That
who
is
are the
not
producers of this show know that. They can figure out when, somebody's giving me time to tell him or her where we're going next.
Right.
What's the word we're going to next?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
But,
Well.
it's, it'll be interesting to see, By the way, I thought it was interesting that he came on over the weekend because of the Venezuelan attack.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who said we would be going to the common man instead of the elites did a 3-segment interview with the Secretary of War.
Right. Yeah. Well, as I was about to say when you mentioned that earlier, one of the things that
definitely
struck
one
me,
of these one of us. Kind of people.
One of the things that struck me when I heard Tony deliver those remarks was, "This won't last long," because as a journalist, I strive to include the quote unquote average man, woman, child in the coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a number of people who are average, below average, above average, much higher than average, expect me to talk to people they may not talk to and find out what the heck is going on, not just their neighbor.
And to me, it sounds like, so the news is going to consist of telling people how they feel.
Right.
If I'm going to the average American
absolutely.
Instead of going to somebody who may be able to tell me something that I didn't know.
Right. Absolutely.
The news is going to consist of stuff that you know already.
Yep. Hey, folks, it's 7:25. You got somewhere to be at 7:30. You got 5 minutes. Hopefully you are real close, maybe even your laptop or your phone on the other side of the bed, and you can sign in and get to work. If you are driving, pulling near a school, watch out for those kiddos. Give them some space and some time. The talk line is 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. If all goes well, we'll be talking to Cindy Dunn and Tasha Gray about some real estate law changes and updates. And meanwhile, of course, we'll be holding it down right after the break. You're listening to WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Patchy dense fog continues across the area. Some spots will be okay, but then vastly improving later on. Another round of that is expected for Thursday. High temperatures for today, though, rising to the upper 70s. Once again, another warm one. Partly cloudy skies. And then for tonight, though, dropping to the 60s. And another round of fog will develop for us. High temperatures for your Thursday into the upper 70s, but a chance for severe weather as we get to Friday into Saturday. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
To a darkened, sinful world comes redemption. Oh, what a gift of salvation. When Jesus returns, will he find faithers on earth? For the answer to this mind-boggling question, tune into FIJTC, Faithers in the Jesus Christ, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. on WBOK. Follow us on Facebook at FIJTC Write-Ups and on Instagram at FIJTC 420s.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. All-time tennis great Serena Williams is channeling her competitive spirit into investing. But this is nothing new for Williams. Williams tells Bloomberg that being a part of business and finance was something she's carried with her through her playing days on the tennis court.
You know, it wasn't for me just about going out there and hitting tennis balls and winning. Obviously, that was the biggest part of it, but it was also really about being a business, being an entrepreneur. And at the time, when I was doing all this, there was lots of things and lots of people saying that you have to focus only on tennis, that you can't do other things, you can't have this other stuff, you can't be an entrepreneur, you can't think about other businesses, you really just have to do tennis. And I pushed that envelope and I said, you know what, that's not me.
Serena Williams speaking to Bloomberg at the American Business Forum in Miami recently. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
Good morning, Wake Up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. For those of you all who have been with us, and welcome to the Good Morning Show. For those of you who are just tuning in, you missed a engaging conversation about broadcast media and where we are headed with Paramount, Warner Brothers, CBS, and what it looks like, feels like, what it sounds like, what it looked like. So we'll be watching Mr. Tony and CBS, and we got to keep our eyes on Netflix and Paramount to see what's going to happen with Warner Brothers and who's going to get that biggie as well. It's 7:33 a.m. If you've got somewhere to be at 7:30, you late. And hopefully you've got to be there more like 7:45 or 8 o'clock. Please, as always, remember on these school days to watch out for the school zone speed limits. Watch out for the kiddos. Watch out for our babies. Let them get where they need to go so they can get the education that they need and be good folk like you and maybe me. All right. So, look, we, as promised, told you we would be talking some about real estate and some updates that you probably need to know about. But the first update I want to give you is we are happy to have back with us Cindy Dunn.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you.
And but there's a change. You are still Cindy Dunn.
I am.
Yeah, but last time you were here, you were associate broker.
That's right.
And today we can say you are.
I am the owner and broker of 10th and Calliope Real Estate Firm.
Oh! Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so let's start there.
Okay.
So what were you doing before this development that even put you on a path to do something like this?
So yeah, before I was an associate broker, which made me eligible to open up my own brokerage. I had no desire to do that initially, but there was a change in real estate, and the business of real estate with a previous broker just didn't align with the way I wanted to run and operate my own business.
Okay. And what is 10th and Calliope?
10th and Calliope is something that I hold very dear to my heart. It's a love letter to the city that made me, New Orleans, of course. And it's also the areas of the city where my parents were born and raised.
Very cool. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. So what do you do at a brokerage? We got a whole host of WBOK family of listeners and watchers, whether it's on radio or internet or Facebook Live. If they've never talked to a broker, never visited a brokerage, and with all these financial services all over the place, small ones, big ones, those that are in like one room and those that have storefronts and those that don't have storefronts, and people saying you don't need a building. And what is a brokerage generally? How is your brokerage fit in that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we can discuss. I think the misconception is that brokers are not realtors. And there are some brokers who don't sell, right? I am a client-facing selling agent, so I still sell real estate, but I also broker my own company, which means that I can have agents underneath me that I somewhat supervise.
Yeah.
Not really, because they're not paid a salary or anything. They're 1099.
Independent contractors?
Correct.
Okay.
But yeah, I can have a host of agents that fall under my leadership, essentially.
Wonderful.
What's a broker?
So a broker is a realtor, essentially, right? So we have to go to school and make sure that we get the accredited hours to become a realtor. From there, you have to be a realtor for 4 years before becoming a broker. And once you become a broker, then again, that means that you can open up your own real estate firm.
All right. So
you have to be a realtor
and
to become a broker.
Correct.
All right. So let's back it up just a little bit for reminding me in the days of shopping for a house and selling a house and these different people saying, I can work with you. At one point I talked to a real estate associate. Mm-hmm. Another point, I talked to a real estate agent. Another part, I talked to a realtor. Another point, I talked to a broker. Now, I won't get into the mortgage and financing and that part, but just tell us a little bit about who are those people and how are they different?
So some of those words are used interchangeably. So a real estate agent, a realtor, that's all the same. It gets a little different when you become a broker. So a broker can be a realtor, and a realtor can become a broker, but they first have to have that 4 years of experience. Then take some classes and pass a few tests to become a broker.
Okay. All right. So in your perspective of things in the last 5 to 10 years, how have things changed?
Things drastically changed during the pandemic. Obviously, people want to see those rates once again. They're thinking that, oh, we're in the 6s and 7s. The rates are high. The rates aren't high. They're exactly where they're supposed to be. So I think that people are waiting to see what's going to happen with the rates. I always say, let's not wait. Let's figure it out now if you can afford it. But I think that's the drastic way that things have changed. Just people waiting and not wanting to buy and hoping and wishing that the rates are going to decrease.
All right. So we always hear these phrases, it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market. What's the difference?
when it's a buyer's market, obviously buyers have the leeway, right? They have that one leg up because they're on a lot of properties on the market, and they can negotiate. If they have a really great realtor, they can negotiate the terms that's feasible for them and their lifestyle.
Do we have a housing shortage in New Orleans, or is it a situation that people just can't afford to buy houses anymore?
I think it's both. I think two things can be true. We do have a housing shortage. So in real estate, the market tends to get very busy around Mardi Gras, right? So we slow down during the holidays, and then we pick right back up after Mardi Gras. And people try to wait and see what's going to happen. They want to list their homes in a spring market. I think that they should be listing their homes right now because there's less competition.
Okay. This is Will Sutton and Ro Brown. We're in conversation with Cindy Dunn, who is the new broker and owner of 10th and Calliope.
Calliope, not Calliope.
Yeah, right.
You know,
So it depends on who we're talking to,
right.
right?
I know.
Okay.
That's why I did
so
that.
If they say it wrong, but they still want to talk, you're going to talk to them.
Absolutely.
But,
okay.
For those who don't know, those who use Calliope, that means Calliope too. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Another word divide in New Orleans.
Yeah. Tashara Gray is the one who helped me start this LLC with 10th and Calliope many years ago. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we have been in conversation with Cindy Dunn, and joining us is Tashara Gray. Welcome to the Good Morning Show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we are happy that you are here. We're on AM radio, and we're on the internet, and we're on Facebook Live. Yes. We've got a family of listeners, but we also have some listeners and watchers as well. All right, so you're with Gray's Tax Express.
Yes, I am. I am Tashara Gray, the owner of Gray's Tax Express, and we specialize in all things tax and business structure. Like Ms. Dunn just stated, we help with LLCs, making sure you are set up properly with your bank statements, and just ensuring that you are aligned with your entrepreneurship or business in preparing you to get your home and assessing your finances.
So help us understand. So you say Gray's Tax Express.
Yes.
But then you say LLC.
Yes.
So people might not realize your portfolio of types of things that you do with your business. What types of things do you do? Obviously, there's something to do with taxes.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
But what is the tax business and what is the other business at Gray's Tax?
So we specialize in all things taxation. We align with the rules and regulations with IRS as it relates to your tax. But when you're going into purchasing homes, we assess your financials, your records. You have to have a certain amount of money in the bank. You have to ensure that your expenses are accurate. And most times we find people that entrepreneurs want to start purchasing their home, especially over the last few years. So we ensure that you are structured properly. After the pandemic, so many people just started a business and they created revenue, but they weren't properly structured.
Right.
Meaning they didn't have their LLC set up with the state. They didn't have their business financials in order. So we ensure that all of those things are correct to prepare you to move forward with whatever financial decisions and elevations you are wanting to do when it comes to making those particular assessments.
Okay. All right. So when and how did you two connect?
We are childhood friends.
Oh, my.
I love her so much.
Like what age or grade or neighborhood or?
7th grade.
Yes.
Seventh grade.
Yes, and she's she grew up in the Aurora area. You remember the old Aurora movie on the West Bank? And I am in the Elgis area. And so I'm a Walker alumni. She's a Carr alumni.
Uh-huh.
Although our school clash, we love each other.
I love it.
Yeah.
West
All
Bank
right.
people.
Yes.
All right. Best Bank. Okay. All right. So, what are some of the trends with interest rates and inflation that people should consider, and having listened to you already, consider but not fret about?
Yeah, interest rates. Again,
Okay.
so if you're renting a property, this is how I try to tell my potential clients. If you're renting a property, you're paying 100% of that owner's interest rate and their mortgage. Why not just go out and buy your own property and pay 6% on your own property, or invest into a property? Sometimes buying a double makes more sense. Sometimes buying a double but renting both sides out and still renting a place somewhere else makes financial sense. So that's why I like to sit down with buyers and have these types of conversations with them. And whenever possible, I will have a meeting with Tashara Gray to discuss what their finances look like and what they should be. One thing I do want to add is that entrepreneurs like myself want to write everything off. And when you're trying to purchase a property, you can't do that because now it looks like you don't have any income.
Yes. And so with for me and my company, we like to know a projection a year in advance. So I talk to you about what your financial goals are. I need to know if you are preparing to if you are even desiring to want to purchase a home. Because if you're an entrepreneur and you're writing off 2 years, the banks can typically say, you don't make the income. And I know on the back end, most taxpayers want to save, but you have to ensure that the income solidifies what you're trying to do. And if that is purchasing a home and you're saying you have to make a 6-figure, then that's exactly what the banks want to see.
So,
you shook your head.
I know.
Vociferously.
I mean, she could hardly get the full sentence out. And
when
the
Ms.
child was
Dunn
like,
said that, you shook your head.
no.
So that must really be.
I saw her out my peripheral view.
You know, I mean, that must really be.
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Most times, the goal is to save. You want to save. You don't want to look like, to the IRS, of course, that the business generated this much revenue, especially when you don't have the assets to write off. So entrepreneurs especially, they have a tendency of wanting to expense or write, I'm trying not to speak tax jargon. They have a tendency to want to say they spent all of the money on everything for said business. But yet when they're speaking to the realtor and the broker, i.e. Cindy, she's looking at the assessments and saying, I can't work with these numbers. The bank is going to say you don't make enough. And most times we want to ensure that you are not going into purchasing a home and be house poor. I want to make sure for 3 years you can maintain. And so if we can't get on the same page with how you manage the finances, then I back away because there's a such thing as being house poor, and I'm just not in that market.
Right. Yeah. One of the things that concerns me is going to somebody's home. The outside looks quite nice. The inside looks beautiful. But you go in room after room, and it's like, where's their stuff? You know, well, how long you been here? 3 months, 4 months? No, we've been here 3 years. It's like, wait a minute. So the room is empty?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they bought too much house.
Exactly. And that's
so they can't really live. And I feel like I don't need to look at their bank account or savings or anything. It's like.
And that's what you mean by house poor, Ms. Gray?
Yes. You can't keep up.
Yeah.
So now you have everything. You have the house. You have the items in the house, but you can no longer afford the mortgage. You can no longer afford your insurance because in the state of Louisiana, everything constantly go up. And so in that, we want to ensure that financially you can furnish the bedroom for the children or even yourself. It gets tough. It gets tough as homeowners.
All right. Well, thank you all for being with us this morning. This has been insightful and quite helpful. We've got a wonderful family of WBOK listeners and watchers on Facebook Live. So how do they get in touch with you to find out?
My name is again Tashara Gray. You can always reach me on Facebook or Instagram at Gray's Tax Express or call me 504-287-7027 if you have tax questions or concerns, because this is the time people are antsy. Reach out, ask your questions. I will assist.
Say the number again.
504-287-7027.
All right. And how can people contact you?
I'm Cindy Dunn with 10th and Calliope. I'm Cindy Dunn on all social media platforms. My number is 504-236-4302. Again, that's 504-236-4302.
All right. Thank you. You sisters, appreciate your being with us, getting up and spending some of your time with us here, Ro and me, and of course, WBOK family of listeners. Appreciate your coming in. Thanks for all the great information. You did great.
Thank you for having us.
She wasn't nervous.
No,
not
at all. I mean, come on. You know,
My daughter says I sound like I'm crying.
No. But I will say, I think I noticed something when she came in the room.
Okay.
I love her. Listen, I'm saying she's going to kill me.
No. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate your visit. You all have a blessed day. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk about more news and information you might want to know, definitely need to know. And we're going to be talking about a number of things, including some piece of local politics. And we're going to talk about the Pelicans. We're going to talk about the Saints. We got much more that is developing. The talk line is 504-582-9422, 9422, 504-582-9422, the talk line. You're listening to WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hey, this is Steve Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 a.m. every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 a.m. or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
When it comes to family planning, should you go with a will or a trust?
A will is like leaving instructions to the court. It tells them who gets what, but your family still has to go through a succession, which can be costly and time-consuming.
A trust, on the other hand, avoids court altogether. So when the time comes, everything transfers smoothly to your loved ones.
It's a little more work up front, but way less hassle and expense later. Plan smart, save time, and take care of your family.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Well, good morning. morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown. And that was a good conversation about real estate, brokerage, taxes, and buying, selling, and being house poor.
House poor.
House poor.
I like that.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if you are in the real estate market looking to buy, Ms. Dunn says, don't worry about what the rates are. Go ahead and get it done because it's better than paying somebody 100% if you can pay 6% on sort of your own money.
Sort of
Your own
sorta,
money.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, that usually there's some bank or financial institution backing you. And Ms. Gray, insightful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they were, friends from childhood.
Yes.
And kind of collaborate. Not kind of collaborating.
Yeah.
Collaborating. That's good. That's,
Yep. So, but, here at the Good Morning Show, we like to keep you up to date on things local, national, and global. And sometimes that means breaking format a little bit and letting you know about something else that has happened that we didn't know about because it is breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. So this has been reported literally in the last 10 minutes. In the last 10 minutes, it's been confirmed that U.S. forces have boarded a Venezuela-linked sanctioned oil tanker in the North Atlantic. This is a tanker that they've been looking at for weeks, and the official didn't identify themselves for the story talking to the Associated Press, but the Associated Press has made it clear that they know who this person is and that they trust this well enough to report that we have done this. We, our nation, our president, our war leader, the president of peace, has taken this action. This ship was sanctioned by the U.S. in 2024 for allegedly smuggling cargo for a company linked to Hezbollah. And the U.S. Coast Guard attempted to board it in December as it was headed toward Venezuela. And Trump administration put a blockade up and said it could not go by. And the ship refused boarding and headed across the Atlantic anyway. And so they took action.
So this is the second Venezuelan oil tanker.
Well, this is not a boat. This is a freaking tanker.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is the second tanker that they're taking.
Yeah. I mean,
Coast Guard dropped down on one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, except we are running the country, the president says. Of course,
that's not what the Secretary of
State says that's not true. Not true. I'm not going to correct my boss. I'm just going to say what is.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that my boss talked out of turn because he's the boss.
I'm not, and you know how he is.
Yeah.
So we're not going to say anything about that. I would just tell you the truth.
Yeah.
All right. Look, we're going to be taking another break, and when we come back, we hope to have conversation with one of the people who qualified for one of the February 7th elections. But there's been a development.
Uh-oh.
And so you're going to have to hang in and find out about that right after the break. The talk line is 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown. You're listening to WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans. Home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
with BIN News Now. Rapper YNW Melly was back in court Monday for his witness tampering case. He's also facing a double murder retrial next year after a 2023 mistrial. The defense says there's a big hole to fill.
We have a 3-month period alleged without any specific facts as to what the criminal gang-related activity that the state intends to prove would be.
Prosecutors say Melly killed 2 childhood friends in 2018 and staged it as a drive-by. The city of Decatur, Georgia has a new mayor. The city commission decided to select Black Commissioner Tony Powers for the position in place of Patty Garrett. And Central Florida lawmakers are backing the Crown Act to fight hair discrimination. At a meeting in Orange County, leaders including Congressman Maxwell Frost and State Senator LaVon Bracey Davis supported banning bias against natural styles like afros, braids, and twists. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I am Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown. Good morning again, Ro.
Good morning, William. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you, sir. My good brother. You got on your Loyola shirt.
Yeah.
And that's a very nice shirt, Loyola New Orleans shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My alma mater. Yes.
Yeah, your alma mater. You're an alum, but
Go Wolf
more than
Pack
that.
and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you're a Hall of Famer over there. You're in the,
Don't we have
what is
something
it,
else to talk
Den of
about?
Distinction?
Don't we have something else to talk
Yeah. The man. All right, look, we have the opportunity to learn some more about one of the races. You know, each and every day I got to say something about registration and voting and politics. So I want to make sure that you all know that there are a handful of February 7th elections in the state of Louisiana. 3 of those are in the city of New Orleans. One is for the state Senate seat vacated by former state Senator Joe Bowie, who is now chancellor at SUNO. That's District 3. One is State Representative Vincent Hughes' seat. That is District 100. He's leaving the legislature and going to City Council, succeeding Oliver Thomas as the City Council District E representative. And there is Matt Willard, State Representative Matt Willard's District 97. That is up for grabs with a special election on February 7th as well. In the case of each of those, there have been 3 or more candidates. There are more candidates for the Senate seat and for the District 100 seat. Those who were qualified in mid-December, during the qualifying period included Eugene Green III, and it included Ed Murray, son of former state Senator Murray, and Eugene Green, of course, the son of City Council member Eugene Green. And the third candidate to qualify was David Cook, an investigator who did all the things, it seemed, to qualify to become a candidate. So that was a 3-candidate race until yesterday. And Judge Cates ruled in a hearing based on a challenge that David Cook is now disqualified from running for that office, and based on not paying taxes. I am not a tax expert. I think you have to file, but David Cook says that's not the case. and I reached out to Mr. Cook to tell us about this scenario of getting qualified and then disqualified, because at one point he said he plans to challenge that. So let's have a conversation this morning with David Cook. David Cook, good morning. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm fine.
Fabulous. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown.
Good morning.
All right.
All right.
Hi, how are you?
All right. So give us a quick skinny on who is David Cook.
Okay, so I'm, like you said, I'm a private investigator. I mostly do pro bono work. I'm also have been on disability for, I guess it's going on 20 years, but I've do the investigative work as a part-time, mostly pro bono. And that was up until this year. I've been doing a lot better and am making some money now. But in the 5 years, let me see, in the 5 years at the reporting period that you, okay, so when you run for office, you have to sign an affidavit regarding the qualifications, and so that you're of the proper age, that you live in the district, that you're a registered voter, and all of this. And one of the things is a 3-part question. You have to certify that you either filed your tax returns in the last 5 years, or that you timely filed extensions for the last 5 years, or that you were not required to file tax returns. And there are a lot of people who don't have to file tax returns. And there are 2 scenarios that trigger having to file a personal tax return. One is if you make more money than the standard deduction, which in 2025 is $14,600, and it goes up every year. So back in 2020, it was like $12,000. And then the other one that would trigger it is if you're on Social Security benefits. You take half of the Social Security benefits, add it to whatever other income you have, and if that adds up to more than $25,000 in any 1 year, then you also have to file a tax return. In the 5 years that the affidavit covered, neither of those thresholds were met. And that was the arguments I was making. And the thing is, I brought in bank statements, I brought in deposit slips showing what the deposits were for and all of this, and testified. Frank Janusa testified as an expert on this exact thing I just explained. And what happened was that Judge Cates said that because I had admitted that I didn't file tax returns, that the burden shifted to me to prove that I wasn't required to. But there is a state Supreme Court case from 2020 that explicitly says that's not true. That if the person says, I didn't have to file a tax return, then the plaintiff still has to prove that you had to. And they could use evidence like, okay, we're going to put your employer on as a witness to testify that you make money, or a coworker, or bank statements and W-2s or whatever from an ex-wife that's trying to get child support, or whatever, any kind of evidence you can, but that person has a duty to produce evidence. And the thing is that Judge Cates explicitly stated that Ms. Thomas did not meet her burden of proof, but then he said she didn't need to because I admitted I hadn't filed a tax return. And I believe that I would be able to get the ruling overturned on appeal. But the problem is I frankly do not have the money to do the appeal. And the thing is, it has to be filed by today. You have 48 hours to file an appeal, and it would have cost thousands of dollars to do. And it cost just under $800 just to go to court on Monday. It was $242 to file an answer, and $482 to submit my exhibits to the court. And I had to pay all that before I could even go in there.
Did you have that money readily available?
I had to scramble it, and I've got enough to barely cover the rest of bills for the month, I think, so it's like I still have sewer and water board. I've still got, electricity and all that. And, I'll get, a little more money in a couple of weeks. But the thing is to kind of keep all the lights on and all of that. But the thing is that, I couldn't appeal it because it would have cost, $250 for a transcript, then $3 a page for everything that is in the court record, which, the stuff that I put in, the stuff they put in, the stuff the court put in, any kind of documents, and there's a lot of them. And it would have been like, another $1,500 on top of what I've already paid, plus getting an attorney. I had to do this initially without an attorney because I didn't have time or really money to get one. And, because of my background in investigation, I understand how courts work to an extent, but forget what you.
That's okay. That's okay. Look, Ro Brown has a question for you, and I've got one more.
Go ahead.
And we're going to need
It's
to.
real quick. It sounds like the election is February 7th.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, February 7th.
Yeah. Early voting starts
this
January
could be
24th.
So this situation could be settled by Monday. You said. Is that what I heard you say?
No, what I was saying is this: 2 days ago on Monday was when the trial was.
Okay.
And I had to pay to file my responsive answer because they file a petition. You have to respond and say you admit or deny this paragraph or whatever of everything that they said. You have to file that or you can't proceed and defend yourself. So I had to file that, and then I also had to file my exhibits that I wanted to use in court. And so, other than medical bills, the most expensive thing that could probably go on in your life is getting sued. Even for something that is, quick and dirty or whatever. And the thing is that, one thing that happened during this trial was that, so Ms. Thomas had filed a lawsuit against Kevin Griffin previously and got him disqualified. And in that trial, she said that her motivation for doing it was that she didn't want people who weren't paying taxes to be elected officials. Well, the attorney that she brought in to handle this case, she herself had run for judge and was disqualified on the same grounds, and she is in Ms. Thomas's district, and I wanted to ask her, well, how come you didn't sue her? How come you didn't do a public records request on her? And the thing is that all three people involved in that case work for Councilman Green, and they are employees of the city.
All right, so let's move back to you, and we're going to need to wrap it up and go to break.
All right.
A couple of questions for you. One is, why would you think that it sounds like you're a nice guy? And of course, we've talked. You seem like a nice guy. But it seems like you are struggling to make ends meet, and that has been that way for a while. Why would the voters in District 97 want someone who is having a tough time personally to represent an entire district if you're having those kinds of troubles? And then it sounds like that you desire to challenge, but you don't have the money, and therefore you will not and no longer be a candidate. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And the reason why I was running was that, first of all, there are, I have expertise in the court system generally. I have a master's degree in forensic science, and I understand how wrongful convictions occur, how there's just different things about how the court system works that makes it unjust. For instance, when someone gets arrested and they're represented by the public defender, the funding to pay for the public defender's office comes from fines levied against people who are convicted and a sales tax on bail bonds. And so that incentivizes the public defenders. I mean, personally, I don't think any of them are doing this, but the thing is, you can see the kind of perverse incentive of like, if you win too many cases, there won't be any money to pay the lawyers. And that's how this thing is funded. Now, that's stopped in Orleans Parish because of 2 federal court civil rights 1983 claims, civil rights cases, but it's still going on in all the other parishes. And Picayune has done extensive reporting on this in its Longing for Justice series. And then there's just another little simple thing that just went into effect on the 1st. So it used to be that if you couldn't go into the courtroom and into the courthouse to file something, you could send it in by fax and bring it in within 7 days.
Okay.
They have done away with that, and it means that people who aren't represented by an attorney cannot file things remotely. It has to be done in person or by mail, but people with attorneys can. And
Okay,
so there's
Mr. Cook.
many, many things. Okay, sorry.
All right, no
go ahead.
problem. Appreciate your time. Thank you for giving us your point of view with this situation. Best of luck with your business and moving forward without being a candidate. As we move on to the break, are you supporting one of the remaining candidates for office?
Haven't decided yet.
Okay. All right. Very
All
good.
right.
We're going to
All right,
break
thank you.
now. Thank you, Mr. Cook. Appreciate your calling in, giving us that update. When we come back, we're going to be taking calls. We already have the board lit up, and we're going to be taking calls on the talk line 504-582-9422. This is Will Sutton with Ro Brown. We've been in conversation with David Cook, recently disqualified as a candidate for State Rep District 97, the Matt Willard seat. And he said he was going to challenge, but today he said he just does not have the money to follow through. So he will no longer be a candidate, and that sets up a literally two-man race between Eugene Green and Ed Murray for that February 7th election. Early voting starts on January 24th. This is WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
My name is Armand Gillespie.
And this is Philip Thomas.
And we are the Bald Online Podcast, where we cover all the major sports topics. But today, we come to you all to talk about a more serious topic.
Suicide prevention. A little less than a week ago, a young, talented football player named Marshawn Nealon took his life after scoring his first NFL touchdown.
We stressed the importance of life and how precious every person is. We on Bald Online Podcast hope if you're ever going through anything, to please reach out to a loved one.
And if you think you have no one to turn to, please call 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Remember, you are loved and cherished in every possible way.
Peace and always love from us. And remember, ball don't lie. Peace.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. This is Will Sutton with Ro Brown.
Good morning.
The
Good
talk
morning.
line is 504-582-9422. And we've got a caller. Good morning, James. Good morning. Happy New Year. How are you, sir? You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown.
James?
James, are you there?
Going once. Going twice.
No?
Nope.
Not. Okay. All right. Well, call back and we'll try to get you on. Meanwhile, We got lots of things going on, Ro, and we got a number of things happening with the Saints.
Your owner, Gail Benson, and the governor met in New York.
How about that?
With the commissioner of the National Football League and the commissioner of the National Basketball Association.
King Cakes in hand.
With King Cakes in hand. And through the power of King Cakes, New Orleans has been allowed to bid on the 2031 Super Bowl. They missed the deadline before because they did not have a lease signed beyond 2030 at the time of the deadline. So, to me, that shows you how much they really like to have the Super Bowl in New Orleans because, they kind of gave us a
That's a pass.
Yeah, you know
That's
what I
kind
mean?
of a serious pass.
Yeah, it
this
is.
This is the
You know,
deadline.
if I'm one of the other cities, I'll be perfectly honest. I'll go, hey, come on.
This is the deadline. Everybody has to play by the rules. We mean what we mean.
So,
this is business.
Exactly. And
except
they get to
for
do that.
y'all.
They get to do that.
Except for y'all.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Wow.
that was pretty good.
So
That's
who
pretty
else
good.
is in play, or do we know yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's we got
Right.
Super Bowls. 26
Right.
is in Santa Clara this year. It's in Atlanta one of these years, 27 or 28 or whatever. And but
What are our chances?
our chances are always good. That means there'll be some other things that they'll have to do. They had some questions about the number of high-end hotel rooms or the lack of. The last time the Super Bowl was here. What's a high-end hotel room? What does that mean?
Perhaps it means pull back the covers and put me in my bed.
I
Cover me
guess,
back up.
something like that. Yeah, I guess that's what that means.
Yeah. Special mints on the pillow.
Things. Okay, all right. Yeah,
Special thread
they
count
had some
on the
questions
sheets.
about stuff like that
right.
before,
Okay.
and whether or not the airport could handle things.
Oh, Lord.
I'm telling you, that's
Yeah.
what they said. Yeah.
Of course, we got Lakefront Airport for those private
exactly.
air vehicles.
Why do you think they paved Downman?
Exactly. How about that? Exactly. So,
Why do you think they paved Downman from Hain to
the
Chef?
Saints season is over.
Yes.
I remember you talking about not to have high expectations for the Saints season before preseason and during preseason. And now we've had the season that we've had.
And now you have kind of high hopes, quite frankly.
Okay.
Yeah. When I say high hopes, they lost the last game of the season and it didn't feel like a loss.
2 points to the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, and it wasn't just because of that game, but it's just the way the season ended. Winning 4 of their last 5 or whatever it was, and it looks like they found their quarterback. And I said this, based on what all of the draft choices did once they got into the league, this one season,
Mm-hmm.
the Saints drafted the best quarterback in the draft.
Which is pretty remarkable.
Based on what these rookie quarterbacks did.
Right.
No one did more than him.
Well, at the time he was drafted, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there was like kind of light applause.
Exactly.
It's like, who is this guy and how do you say his last name? Okay, so we got this kid.
Right.
But look who's other people got.
Yeah, exactly.
How come Shador had to go to the 5th round?
Right.
But there wasn't a lot of Tyler talk.
Yeah.
Even before the draft, it was like, he's a good player. He will be drafted. But wow.
And now here we are at the end. It's one season, but now here we are at the end of the rookie seasons of all these people, and they're talking about him, being in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year,
which is
after playing
remarkable.
9 games,
right? Yeah,
which is half a season, a little more than half a season, or whatever.
So another thing that comes with the end of the season, and we're gonna have to take a break, is who's going to leave? Who's going to leave? So
off the top of my head, right away.
No, I'm going to give you a moment. So we're going to go to break, but I wonder who some of our listeners think who's going to leave,
Who needs to leave?
Who ought to be packing up today to head on out, whether that's because they are just young and done, or not a fit, or they're just old and not performing like the way they used to, as often as they used to.
Yes.
So what does that look like? So we'll get back to that after the break. This is WBOK, and the talk line is 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422. James, I saw you. Not sure what happened, but if you can call back in, man, we'll try to get you on. You're listening to WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Patchy dense fog continues across the area. Some spots will be okay, but then vastly improving later on. Another round of that is expected for Thursday. High temperatures for today, though, rising to the upper 70s. Once again, another warm one. Partly cloudy skies. And then for tonight, though, dropping to the 60s. And another round of fog will develop for us. High temperatures for your Thursday into the upper 70s, but a chance for severe weather as we get to Friday into Saturday. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support and style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
New Orleans, the city of festivals and second chances. This is Mr. Rocky of Faithers in Jesus the Christ, inviting everyone to come to the table of grace. No matter where you are or what you're dealing with, guilt, bad habits, mistakes, or heavy hearts, Jesus still calls us his friend, and his grace is waiting for us. On the first Sunday of the year, January 4th, 2026, at 8:30 a.m., tune in to WBOK, 12:30 a.m., or watch live on Facebook or Instagram. We'll reflect on his work on the cross, his resurrection, his ascension, and the hope of his return for we who that believe and have received him by faith. So join us at the table of grace, where mercy is fresh, forgiveness is real, and grace is served for people like you and me.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Experience 2 nights of genre-blending music with the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation's Jazz and Heritage Concert Series, presented by Goldfarb Financial, happening at the George and Joyce Wynn Jazz and Heritage Center in New Orleans. See jazz vocalist Ingrid Lucia and the Good Troublemakers on Friday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Then, on Saturday, the 17th at 8 p.m., catch pianist-composer Lawrence Seabrist, Estrella Banda, with special guests Tommy Lowry and Bart Plateau. Expect a thrilling mix of jazz, classical, Afro-Cuban funk, and more. Tickets are $10 and available at jazzandheritage.org.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton. With me is Ro Brown. It is 8:30 a.m. You have to be somewhere at 8:30. I hope you are there right now. If you got to be there by 9, you're in very good shape as long as you're already up and at it and got your stuff together. Of course, remember, we had school kids returning to school on Monday, more on Tuesday, and even more on today. Hump Day! So be careful out there. Watch out for our babies and our kiddos. Let them get to school safely, please. They're on their way to learn. Hopefully they'll stick and stay throughout the day. Pick up a thing or 2 or 3 or 4. So you take your time going wherever you're going. Be careful around those schools. 20-mile-per-hour school zone, and be safe. Protect yourself and watch out for the crazy drivers, because I know you're not one of them, but there are some, and you can watch out for the other people and make sure that everybody's safe today. We don't want to report on your accident tomorrow. So look, right before the break, Ro, we were talking about Saints developments, and I put forth a question about who might need to retire, who should retire, whose time has just come, and we got a caller. So I'm going to guess that Josh has something to say about that. Good morning, Josh. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown.
Morning, Will. What's happening? What's up, Ro the Pro?
Good morning, Josh. How are you doing?
Good, man. You got the right guy to ask these questions. Answer these questions on the show this morning.
All right.
Ro the Pro.
So what do you think?
My assessment, I think defense doesn't need too much tweaking. You can probably still hide Cam Jordan and DeMario Davis in the defense if it doesn't cost you too much money, and you could draft someone who could be the youth for energy and could learn a lot from those two dudes. Do that.
Yep.
Who I would love in the draft the first is Jeremiah Love.
Well, okay.
We're thinking along the same lines.
I think if they could get him, and then in probably the third round or late second, or mainly third, they could do some real good scouting. That's why we need to get Terry Fontenot back. We could get like about a 6'3", 6'4", 210, 215-pound possession receiver, big target for Tyler Shuck. Because I can't lie, I was totally against this Shuck pick, but seeing the throws that he's made over these last 5 seasons, he made some NFL throws. I can't lie about that.
Yeah,
I can't lie about that.
Yeah. All right, yeah, Josh, you sound like you. Well, let me give you a tough one, okay?
Okay.
So you draft Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame, right?
We're going to do Kamara.
Come on. What should they do? What should they do? I didn't ask what do you want them to do.
We was told that history repeats itself, right? So when Kamara was a new young gunner, we had Mark Ingram to help him along with that. I think he could play the role of Mark Ingram as well, and him and Jeremiah Love could come back and do the dual tandem. Because honestly, since 2006, we've been having a dual tandem type back system anyway. With Reggie Bush and Deuce McAllister, you had Mark Ingram and Kamara later on. So I think that would be a good thing for him to learn behind Kamara. Old boy from TCU, the best ability is availability. He has been on the field. So
and you're talking Devin Neal.
I don't know how good he could probably be.
You're talking Devin Neal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you agree with me in that I think Taysom Hill is gone?
Yes. And I think it's about time because first of all, it's predictable what they do with him. So they're not really – when he first was used, it was new. It was exciting. Folks didn't know how to prepare for it. Now he's just a battling ram, and it's just not healthy for him.
It's he's not the same person since the knee injury. He was he was fast and he was quick. Okay. in addition to being big. He really was. He really was. And he doesn't have that anymore. So, you know.
No, and you don't have it when you run into grown men over a period of time. You're going to lose that.
Yeah.
And he don't have much elusiveness. He just raw power and speed.
Yeah,
And that's why
now that's what he is. Yeah, but before no, he you know, he was good
before
football.
then, he was just raw power and speed to me. I didn't have to
no, he wasn't.
juke anyone.
Well, speed. You know, he had speed.
He had speed.
Okay,
Speed and
yeah, that's raw power and speed. That's pretty good.
That's so good. That is great attributes. It's just that those two attributes don't last long in the league.
But I don't think he has it anymore since the knee.
Oh no.
I mean, there were a few plays that I could think of that, you know, where he didn't make a first down, where he would have made a first down 2 years ago.
He would have made
2 years ago.
And once again, the reason why too is predictable. So the system didn't trick you to believe that the ball was going somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so before when he first came, he had the ability to run and pass.
Mm-hmm. One other thing I think they need, Josh, I think they need. I don't think they need another possession receiver. I think they need somebody. I don't think they have a number one receiver.
They don't have a number one. You're right. That's why.
And a possession receiver isn't usually thought of as a number one receiver. You know what I mean? They need somebody. They need somebody who can turn a 5-yard pass into a 55-yard pass.
Oh, that's hard to find, though. That's a high first. That's why you say right there. If we go after the kid from Ohio State, we're gonna lose Jeremiah Love.
Oh yeah, but I mean, but look, I mean, there are a lot of people, you know. I mean, where was Terrell Owens drafted?
You're right.
Hey, that's good.
You're right.
You know, I mean, we could we could go down a long list. You know, we could go down.
That staff is still a part of New Orleans Saints organization, though, because at one point they were known to turn out good picks at high. I mean, you know, back in draft picks into good players. You know, fourth, fifth, and sixth rounds was the Saints. That was the Saints' primary picks then.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they could find if they have that same type of staff that can find that diamond in the rough, then yes. But I don't know. I don't know, but.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go high though on the road. We got to get Jeremiah Love first.
I agree, but I mean, my thing is, you can, you know, I mean, you can find a receiver. It doesn't have to be somebody in the first 10 picks or the first 15 picks to find, you know, that kind of receiver. To my knowledge,
usually exist around that time though. That's number one receivers. That's their stomping ground. You know, we got Mike Thomas. What, second round?
Yeah, I think he was a second rounder. Yeah.
Second round, so,
and you see, but yeah, they don't need a receiver. I mean, I don't think they should get a receiver like Michael Thomas.
What you mean? As far as like, he was a catcher. He moved the chains. Now he didn't. You can count on your fingers how many 55-yard passes he caught.
That's right, and that's what I'm saying. They need somebody. Yeah, I think it would be nice to have somebody who is a receiver that can do that kind of thing, and they don't have that. Chris Olave,
you're talking about playmaker.
Yeah.
You know,
Olave
and Shaheed was just two receivers who took the top off of defense.
Yeah, but Shaheed wasn't really a receiver to me.
Yeah, he was a utility person.
Yeah, he wasn't really a receiver. I mean, he was good to have. He was a good return guy. He was fast. You know, he could take the top off and that sort of thing. But yeah, that's what I mean. You know, and I hate to keep going back to this. Michael Thomas, you know, based on his 1 or 2 seasons, you know, he's a Saints Hall of Famer. Okay, a Saints Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I know that.
But Michael Thomas played with one quarterback in his life.
Yeah. Well, he played with two. Almost with Jameis.
No. He played with one quarterback in his life. Okay, don't give me this Jameis stuff. Okay, you know, he caught an NFL record 149 passes.
Yeah.
In one season from that guy.
Yeah, see that.
And I don't know if he would be as effective without that guy.
All right.
You don't think he would be
Hey, guys.
effective on no one else? Like, yes, you're right.
Now think about it. I mean,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That dude and that system brought the best about him. But I think that
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Putting on another team, like you don't think Michael Thomas would excel with Pat Mahomes?
Not necessarily.
You don't think so?
Not necessarily.
I don't know. I think he would.
Hey, Josh, I got one question for you before we move on. We're not going to move away directly from sports because we got a couple of other things for Roe. But fourth to know, return home or not?
What you mean?
Well, he's
Terry
got fired.
Fontenot.
He got fired in Atlanta.
Yeah, come on.
Can they find a spot for him that's big enough?
Listen, Will, listen. I live out in Atlanta. I tell Atlanta people, I spit in their face telling them that man put good talent on y'all field. You can't get mad because the chef that y'all chose to cook that talent didn't come out. That is not you. That's why the Falcons won't win nothing. You can't recognize good people. That dude Terry Fontenot gave them the core of what their team is now. He drafted Pitt. He drafted Robinson. He drafted London. He drafted the offensive line. He drafted their defense. And he brought in Jesse Bates. I'm like, that dude gave y'all work. Y'all chose Raheem Morris. There was nothing about Raheem Morris that made me think that he was going to be a Super Bowl bound coach. That was stupid on y'all. So I'm like, yeah, Brent, I hope Terry come back home. That's why I told Ro, get Terry, and we'll find that dude that we need at playmaker.
All right. All right. Thanks,
So we
Josh.
just need that.
You have a great day. Lord's blessings.
Y'all too, man.
All right.
Well, Josh,
So what do you
up,
think?
but I'm prejudiced. Okay, LaGrange High School, Lake Charles, Louisiana, captain of the Saints football team when he was there, 20 years with the Saints. Yeah, I'm prejudiced. I like Jerry. Yeah, I know Jerry. Yeah,
but they can't bring him back and say he's the assistant to the assistant to the associate.
Well, why can't they?
And waste all that talent?
Well, but I mean, for what, you heard Josh say about evaluating and getting talent, I mean, why can't you be? It's what he was before. Now, if he wants to be a general manager someplace, I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to hire him as a general manager right away.
Got to have an opening.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, you need to do something between being general manager of the Falcons and if someone else is interested in you.
Okay.
Just ask all these coaches right now who are scrambling for all these head coaching openings.
All right. Well, I think preseason looked a little different for the Pelicans than where we are now compared to the Saints. But how would you
think so?
evaluate you don't think, you're a special case, of course.
No, I didn't.
You're a special case.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm any.
But I think there were more people excited about Z's weight loss and returning to the lineup and all, and then things happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially in the National Basketball Association, you got to have players. You got to have players. Coaching is fine, but you got to have players. And, quite frankly, they don't have enough players. I mean, they have some nice pieces. They got, I'm not saying that the whole team needs to be waived and get rid of. No, they got some talented people on their team. Like all NBA rosters have some talented people. They don't have enough in the right spots. They don't really have an inside presence, a big person, or a person to play like a big person. Zion Williamson is a big person, but he's not basketball big. He's a talented person, and I think I'd want him on my team. But yeah, he's not that. They don't have a lot of the pieces that you need to be a championship team. Yeah.
Well, some of the pieces aren't playing.
Yeah, well, they've had some people injured, but Trey Morgan, and a Jones, and those guys, they're keepers. They're keepers to me. I'd want them on my team, but need some other pieces to go with those kinds of people.
Okay.
But that's just me, as Paul Bouye used to
All
say.
right, so let's touch on LSU football in particular.
Oh, I don't know who's there.
All right.
You know,
some guy named Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I don't know who's there. You know.
So
it's a weird situation. You know, the coaching thing. You know, I guess people have heard about that. The coaching situation. The Ole Miss coaching staff, Lane Kiffin's coaching staff at Ole Miss. A number of them are coming over to LSU with him.
Most of them are there except for one guy, I believe.
Well, most of them are where?
At LSU?
No, they've been coaching Ole Miss. They've been coaching. Most of those guys have been coaching the Ole Miss team you saw that won the Sugar Bowl a week ago yesterday.
Right. But I thought after that game, that was it.
No.
They still holding on?
As far as I know. I mean, Weiss is still there, the offensive coordinator. Okay,
right.
He's still there, but I don't know if all those guys are. You know, the point is they're doing two jobs at two different schools, two different schools that are rivals. Okay, so Ole Miss people were thinking, you know, they're tampering with our players to get them to go to LSU with them. Touchy situation. Okay, now to Ole Miss's credit. You know, the quarterback looks like he's going to stay. Chambliss, really good quarterback. People thought that he would follow Lane Kiffin to LSU. Looks like he's going to stay. The running back, Kewan Lacey, terrific running back. He's going to stay. So things with the big people are working out. But in this day and age of the transfer portal, you know, every day it changes. You know, rosters change and everything. Yeah. I talked to Scott Rabelais. You're showing me Scott's article. Lane Kiffin has been nice to Ole Miss, but it's time to end Lend-Lease. Doesn't mean they've done it. That's what Scott said, okay? I talked to Scott about that at the Sugar Bowl, as a matter of fact. We talked about that. And, for instance, after they won the Sugar Bowl, team flew back. By the way, they're using New England Patriots jet to come here and go back. The team flew back to Oxford immediately after the game. Coaching staff took a bus to Baton Rouge to
maybe
meet.
They didn't need to get on the jet.
To meet and, you know, talk about transfer portal and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure then they hightailed it to Oxford or whatever. And it's a crazy situation.
Road trip.
So it's an interesting situation. So we'll see how that goes.
So they get back to Ole Miss and then change shirts and get on a plane there.
Yeah, I mean, they're working like two jobs at the same time.
Wow.
At two schools. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Okay.
Lots of head coaching openings for those of you who want it. Will, you might want to apply. Tennessee Titans need a new coach. New York Jets need a new coach. That? The Atlanta Falcons need a new coach. The Cleveland Browns, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Arizona Cardinals. And last night, John Harbaugh, who won a Super Bowl here, was canned and fired
18 years,
by the Baltimore Ravens.
Are you surprised?
18 years. Yeah, a little. Yeah, I was a little.
I mean,
people have been talking a lot about him,
season,
about him,
but,
and
I mean,
you know, about he, and of course, you know, they're the two longest tenured coaches. He was 18 years, Mike Tomlin 19 years, two longest tenured coaches in the National Football League. So all season, people have been talking about, you know, whether or not this was the end for them, and of course, the Steelers are still playing, but yeah, I was a little surprised about Harbaugh. Yeah. I was.
What you thinking on Tomlin?
I think he'll be there.
He'll stay.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get rid of him.
They love him.
Well, you know,
they like him.
Baltimore loves Harbaugh, but they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I think he'll. I don't think they'll get rid of him.
All right. Well, look, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, you know, I gotta tell you. Something about Venezuela, and I got to tell you about the upcoming election just to get it on your mind once again. You are listening to
Vote,
the Good Morning Show on WBOK.
Vote,
the talk line is 504-582-9422.
Vote, people.
504-582-9422.
Vote, people.
Vote. Absolutely. This is WBOK, 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. All day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. All-time tennis great Serena Williams is channeling her competitive spirit into investing. But this is nothing new for Williams. Williams tells Bloomberg that being a part of business and finance was something she's carried with her through her playing days on the tennis court.
You know, it wasn't for me just about going out there and hitting tennis balls and winning. Obviously, that was the biggest part of it, but it was also really about being a business, being an entrepreneur. And at the time, when I was doing all this, there was lots of things and lots of people saying that you have to focus only on tennis, that you can't do other things, you can't have this other stuff, you can't be an entrepreneur, you can't think about other businesses, you really just have to do tennis. And I pushed that envelope and I said, you know what, that's not me.
Serena Williams speaking to Bloomberg at the American Business Forum in Miami recently. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Good morning, Wake Up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. There are 6 minutes until the speed limits around the schools go up from 20 miles per hour to whatever they are. We'll be out of here soon on the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown. We've been talking sports, Saints, Pelicans, and draft, and whether Mr. Terry might return from Atlanta home to do something to help the Saints.
Terry,
what are the chances?
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Well, so, to move back to something that, I just care about deeply, 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 as y'all know.
And we all should.
Just got to remind you about the upcoming special election. There are only 5 special elections for February 7th in the state of Louisiana, and 3 of them are right here in New Orleans, Orleans Parish.
Vote, people.
And we need to make sure that all things are set, not just with ourselves, but with our family, our friends, our neighbors, our pew mates, everybody in any of your circles. So I remind you that the deadline to register to vote in person, by mail, or at an OMV office is January 7th.
Vote, people.
January 7th. Monday was the 5th. Tuesday was the 6th. Wednesday, today, is the 7th. That means today is the last day for you to register to vote in the February 7th election. Today is the last day.
Register, people.
Now, if there's any reason you just can't leave the hospital to go and do this in person, then you can register online by January 17th. Really important because carnival season started yesterday, and you know the activity picks up, and you're gonna some of you are gonna be picking up with it. And early voting starts on January 24th through 31. And so you need to make sure that you put that down on your calendar. And of course, you can request, those who are eligible, you can request an absentee ballot by February 3rd. February 3rd, you can request an absentee ballot so you can take care of that in the privacy of your home.
Vote
and mail it in. And then, of course, election day is February 7th, and the polls are open 7 to 8 a.m. And a reminder that you heard it first here on WBOK. David Cook has been disqualified for the race for State Representative District 97. That happened and in Judge Cates' court. And he said at that time that he would appeal and stay in the race because he knew he could win. Well, this morning he said he still thinks he can win. He just can't afford to make the challenge, and today is the deadline. So that leaves things as they are, meaning he is disqualified.
2-horse race.
And it's a 2-man race now. So Eugene Green III, officially on the ballot, he's Eugene Green. And Ed Murray, Edwin Murray, officially Ed Murray on the ballot for that particular race. And then we will have Patricia Boyd Robinson, Dana Henry, Aisha Kelly, Kenya Rounds, Candace Taylor for the 100th State Representative District. And of course, in the Senate race, we have our candidates there are Ken Barnes, Sidney Bartholomew II, not Junior, John Johnson, Chad Luerga, and of course Arthur Morrell dropped out of that. So we're going to wrap it up. This has been a good show. Hope that those of you who will want to register in person will take care of that today on the last day to register in person. Upcoming next is the Front Porch. And if tomorrow's Thursday, it's Congressman Troy Carter Day. So we will certainly want to tune in and check with him with everything that's going on in Venezuela and now another tanker and some of everything else. Watch what's going on there. And we're going to be staying tuned and watch. The mayor-elect said she's going to take care of the police with the bonuses that they were promised. But what that means is the money has to come from somewhere. And that's going to be
at the expense of someone
yes,
or one.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, you've been listening to the Good Morning Show on WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.